Alright, and here we go, the final installment of our positional tier lists, ending with the centers. We've done the point guards, shooting guards, small forwards, power forwards, and lastly we have the centers here. And today's actually my birthday. I'm recording a video on my birthday that you guys are seeing a little bit later today. So drop it down the happy birthdays. Make me feel like it's a good day down in the comments, please. Really appreciate it. But other than that, I want to make sure I make a note because I've seen a lot of people asking about it. The Invincibles will not be ranked in this tier list because there's an Invincible tier list already. I'm only ranking the ones that have dropped since then. If you want to see how the Invincibles are doing, check out that tier list and you can see who I recommend using. But there will be one or two that are ranked in here, as well as a GOAT card, so you can check those out. Hit the like button, subscribe button as well on the road to 15k subscribers, and I will link all the other stuff in the description down below if you want to check those out. And without further ado, let's hear from the message for the sponsor of today's video. If you need your 12-0 unlimited domination, TTO, or even more services grinded, go contact Rose NBA on Twitter right now at twitter.com/r6creditssell. Link in the description down below. And now that that's out of the way, we can start off our tier list by showing you everybody that we have in our hard pass tier. An interesting one to say the least. Bang, there they are. Look at them all. Gorgeous. We have Reggie Theus, who honestly, he's just like a 6'7" center. Like, the out of positions that they make from center to power forward just make no sense. Like, give me Reggie Theus as like a small forward. It'd be cool. But as a center, why? Mark Eaton, I think it's like an R. I think he passed away, so I don't want to talk too much trash about him because that feels wrong. But in 2K, he's tall and he's a great defender, but he just doesn't really have an offensive game, and that's just not really my thing. Hassan Whiteside, same thing, defender, but just not really an offensive game. Andre Drummond, I mean, like, let's be honest, why? I'd be surprised if the Lakers don't even run him next year. Julius Randle, just undersized. I'm not really looking to use that. Same thing with Danny Granger. He's a great card. I would be awesome if we could get a better Danny Granger, you know, play at the point guard, something like that. Maybe an Invincible, who knows, 2K, you know, it'd be kind of cool. I mean, it's like a shooting guard with base 29, but this one just ain't it. Mitchell Robinson, again, all defense, no offense. Same thing with Tyson Chandler. And George Mikan has jump shot 4, and I'm really not feeling that inconsistent jumper. There's like a few cards who can make it work. We'll see what we think of the Baby Demons here, but this George Mikan is not it. I hated this card when I did that gameplay, man. Next up, we're starting off our still decent tier with Wilson Chandler, who honestly I think can play at the center because he is 6'9", and I don't know. He's got a little something to him. Plus, I like Wilson Chandler. I think he's a fun card, and he's just nice. Plus, in previous 2Ks, he was basically like a remixed Carmelo, and it was really fun, so I have a little bit of like to him. But if I'm picking any of these out-of-position guys for my center, it's probably going to be this Wilson Chandler. Plus, he has that PG secondary position, which makes him so much better. Next up is Onyeka Okongwu, who is actually a pretty good card, man. He got set shot 23 and very quick, which, you know, ain't too bad. I think it's him and Patrick Williams' signature jumper is cool. He's got defense, bit of a post game, bit undersized, but he's 6'9", just like Wilson Chandler. So undersized for a center, but he can still be decent if you know what you're doing. Next up is Matt Bonner, who I absolutely love, and I've had so much fun using in 2K this year. This Amethyst Matt Bonner is an absolute treat, but that's because he's a 6'10" or 6'11", I think 6'10", basically Klay Thompson, who can curvy slide and get cheesy with it. I absolutely love him, but sometimes he can feel really clunky. I just like him because he's a budget Amethyst that I can use unlimited a lot and always works out real well. Next up is Pink Diamond JaVale McGee, who has a great jumper and jump shot 31, but it's JaVale, so he's not really that insane of a shooter anyway, and more of a defensive guy, but he was definitely better than like a Hassan Whiteside or Mark Eaton, so I threw him up and still decent. Next up is the Pink Diamond Hakeem Enshrined version, who is good. He's basically just like a slightly worse version of all the Kings. A tactical downgrade, if you would. If we're on the DBG channel, is what we call it. It's not bad at all. Next up is Dario Saric, the new diamond out here that we got for Season 9. I did do a bit of his XP challenge, which is getting rebounds, and I honestly felt like it took longer than it should have been. And I don't know. This Saric is supposed to be like good. I feel like the thing, because like I'm a Philly fan a little bit, you know. So when we got Saric, the one thing that we were excited about is that he could shoot, and this Saric is all about like playing some defense and dunking. It just that doesn't feel right. Give me the juiced up shooting. Jump shot 7 ain't too bad. I've actually been able to get okay with it, but just, I don't know, just doesn't really excite me as a card. Next up is Christian Laettner, who I actually kind of like, but I understand that not too many people really do. Not a jumper that's really for the masses. It's just a pretty decent one that can still be fun. You can still mess around with. It's kind of slipping my mind of what it is. Let me see if I can find it really quick. But if you like the jumper, set shot 3, it'll be nice for you. If you don't, you don't. He can curry slide and do all that sort of stuff, and mainly on next gen, so you know, it is what it is. Next up is the out of position Ben Simmons, who obviously can still play the center position because he's 6'10", and he's got the Ben Simmons jumper on very quick, a bunch of cheesy little dribbling stuff like that. Now I will say, as a small forward, I low-key think you can move this Ben Simmons up to like a baby demon, low-key, but as a center, there's definitely better options, let's be honest. Next up is Boban Marjanovic, who I absolutely love. One of the most likable players in the league is Boban, let's be honest. I absolutely love Boban. He's just a nice guy. Awesome. But set shot 2 really ain't it. It's just an awkward jumper. It's weird. It works kind of, and you can agree with it a little bit, but that Diamond Simbular's main weakness is that terrible jumper, and it's kind of the same thing with Boban. Next up is Nate Thurman. He's got everything you'd want if you're just like defense, finishing bigs, but if you want any sort of shooting, he's just really not your guy. He does have like a 75-3 in like gold range, but like just don't do it, man. Just don't use Nate Thurman. There's better centers from like Gauntlet, Spotlight Sims that you could use that you don't need to use this Nate Thurman. And last but not least is Robin Lopez. Nice 7-foot center, just does what he needs to do. Just imagine what you've seen Robin Lopez do, just a little bit better, and you got the pink diamond. So there's that. Now starting off our pretty damn solid tier has one of my favorite players in like of overall 2K. That's just kind of been a little bit of a disappointment recently, and it's Zydrunas Ilgauskas. I remember back in like 2K18, 2K19, we would get Big Z cards, and they would just hit different, because he was one of the only guys who was one of the GOAT shooters. So it was awesome seeing him in the game, but I don't know, recently now that everybody can kind of shoot, he just really doesn't hit the same. They make sure that he doesn't, get cheesy. He hits the weight limit for being able to curry, but doesn't have the ball handle to do it, which doesn't make sense to me. The Kent Bazemore jumper is alright. I don't know. He's awesome. He's an awesome pick and pop guy, but if you want to be like a cheesier guy, you cannot do it with this Big Z, and it's kind of the meta now. Just big, tall, cheesy guys across the board. So it sucks, but it is what it is. We need better versions of Big Z earlier in the year. Next up is my man Serge Ibaka, jump shot 26, one of my favorite jumpers in the game, and the main reason I think this Serge is still a competitive option, but mainly as a power forward, just because I love jump shot 26. It makes him a lights out shooter, basically like a 3-and-D center power forward. Absolutely love him. Try him out. Serge Ibaka is great. If you haven't used jump shot 26, like Coutinho Mobley, something like that, bro, trust me, you are sleeping because it is elite. Next up is Mo Bamba, the diamond version, and I'm honestly putting him up here because the defense on Mo Bamba cards is different, man. That wingspan is crazy. Blocks all the shots you want. You do not let anything inside, and he still has a pretty nice jumper to go out there and hit an occasional 3. So awesome, awesome, awesome. Just love the defense that he brings. Next up is Marvin Bagley. If you remember the Amethyst that we had in like 2K19, something like that. Oh my lord, it hit different. It was just absolutely insane. And this is about ping down with Marvin Bagley. Not gonna lie, it kind of emulates that a bit for me. Just a real quick, nice, center that can run the court really well. Plus, he's got a good jump shot if you need it. But the slashing, attacking the basket is just beautiful. Next up is Jusuf Nurkic. He's kind of like a wannabe DeMarcus Cousins. He's just his reskin version of his Galaxy Opal. It's nothing crazy, but he's just a solid all-around big man. And it's mainly because Set Chat 8 is real good. Next up is the Dark Matter Hakeem Olajuwon, who I just don't really think is that crazy because the jumper is trash. Everything else about Hakeem is awesome. I just don't think the jumper is really elite. If I had to rank the Invincible, which I think I already have, I would probably put him as an overall center, probably like the Baby Demon, but he's nothing really too crazy. Hakeem just traditionally has a pretty terrible jumper, and why he's always kind of ranked lower than maybe you think he should be. Next up is Greg Oden, got set shot 16, which I actually kind of like, not gonna lie. And Greg Oden's just a big body center that has awesome post game, can shoot surprisingly, and because of how big he is, just the defense works, the finishing's amazing, just all around pretty damn good center. Next up is the Galaxy Opal Evan Mobley, and if you need a good, like, insanely cheap center, pick up this Galaxy Opal Evan Mobley because oh my lord, is he fun to use. Like, I love Evan Mobley in 2K this year, man. He's a 7-foot center with the Treyberg base on very quick and has a 7'6" wingspan. He can curry a lot on next gen. He's just absolutely insane. Now, this Galaxy Opal has way too many gold badges and stuff like that to really be competitive, but he can still be a fun card because, 7-foot center, Treyberg base. Throw on a Kobe 3-point shoe on this guy, and he can be crazy. Or buy his Dark Matter, which is going to be in a demon there. Next up is DeAndre Jordan, who's kind of just like another version of Hakeem for me, but I kind of like it, man. This DeAndre Jordan was hitting for me when I was using him. It's just fun, man. Using the DeAndre Jordan card that can shoot like Curry, it's fun. I'm not gonna lie. It's broken. It is dumb, but it is fun. I can't deny it. Next up is DeAndre Ayton, just a nice all-around card. Got a good shot, Feels a little bit clunky to me at times, so that's kind of why I put him down the pretty damn solid, but still is a fun card. I got him for free, so, you know, so it's pretty nice. Thank you, 2K, for the locker code. Next up is Brook Lopez, who is basically like Bull, but just can't cheese or finish, really. Yeah, like, if you look at this Brook Lopez, he's got, like, all the shooting badges. He got a good bit of playmaking badges. The defense is juiced up, and then he's got, like, 4 finishing badges. It makes no sense, because Brook was a post god in Brooklyn, man. This dude was hitting the shimmies, all that. It was crazy, and they just didn't really give him anything. It was weird, but overall, it's pretty cool. Just, I think, one of the better 3-and-D centers you could pick up, and he's actually pretty fun. Just feels, again, a little bit clunky at times. And last but not least is a card that I don't know if I've seen a single person use, get, anything like that. It has not once popped up on my feed of like, oh, yo, look at this. I got, you know, Larry Nance Jr. Like, I don't know. It's weird from the exchange. But he's a 6'9" center power forward. I like him as a power forward. His all-around ability is just crazy. He has every single finishing badge Hall of Fame besides Teardropper, and every single defensive badge Hall of Fame. He can still shoot it. Got his own signature jumper on very quick, and it's actually pretty nice. I'm not going to lie. So Larry Nance, you know, you can get it in pretty damn solid. Why not? You know, have some fun there. Next up, in the Baby Demon tier, we have Alonzo Mourning, who I traditionally talk a lot of trash about. I usually hate Alonzo Mourning cards, but I'm going to give this one his respect. He's got set shot 17 on very quick. Same, you know, Wilt Chamberlain kind of jumper. Same one as DeAndre Jordan. But I just like this dude, man. I'm feeling the Alonzo Mourning. He can cover slot on next, and the amount of Hall of Fame badges that this dude has is crazy. His defense is amazing. He's lightning quick. He just all around is a great card. Next up is the undersized center king, Ben Wallace. This dude's crazy. Got a money jumper. The defensive ability of Ben Wallace is different. If anybody played in like season 1 of my team and you remember that Diamond Ben Wallace and the absolute terror that he was to finish over, this Dark Matter is that on roids, man. It is crazy what he can do. Plus, he can step it out, shoot the 3, finish on everybody. Super fun card. Love running him as a power forward. Super, super highly recommend this Ben Wallace. Next up is both the Patrick Ewings. I'm glad I actually tried out Ewing and like gave him a shot, because you know what? I hated him in early game. Just one of those guys who I did not want to run. Absolutely hated him having on my squad. It was not a time having Ewing. But, dude, this Dark Matter from the Pantheon Team USA changed my mind. He gets shifty on next gen, man. He is Curry sliding out there. He's speed bursting. He's doing all this crazy stuff. And then his jumper was crazy. I was greening everything. I've even seen some people on current gen who love this Ewing and have said that they've actually been able to green stupid consistently with him. So I'm telling you, Patrick Ewing is a sleeper pick, especially on next gen. Next up is LaMarcus Aldridge, who's basically Amari Stoudemire without being Amari Stoudemire, because they gave him the jumper. I mean, it's just fun. Amari's a jumper that I'm money with, so I just like using it. So maybe a little bit of personal bias in there, but I've just hit different with LaMarcus Aldridge. It's always fun. Next up is Kevin McHale, who's basically like, what, a 6'10", 6'11" Trae Young? Yeah, it's nice. Next up, Kevin Love. This card is amazing, man. You wouldn't think, you know, old fatty Kevin Love would be moving like that, but the Kevin Love jumper, it is money. It's just like, it's one of those jumpers that I think a lot of people like to use early game in like park or whatever because it's so good at a lower rating. But then you make it 90 and it just greens, man. Plus you got a post game, you can rebound well. Like Kevin Love rebounds well, let me tell you. And I've just been able to get, you know, that Curry slide out there, getting really shifty, speed burst, and just greening a bunch of threes. People sleep on this Kevin Love, man. Especially as a power forward, he is a GOAT. Next up is the 7'7" myth behemoth, George Merzon, your game Merzon, whatever the hell you want to call him. If you want to be politically correct or normal, you can call it whatever you want. But he's 7'7", so he's a giant on the court, makes everybody else look like a little boy out there, and it's actually pretty fun. Plus that Brook Lopez base is awesome. The glitchy out there. You cannot dribble or get shifty with him, but just being 7'7" scares people enough, so you know, there's that. Next up is Eddie Curry. He's got base 38 as like a 7'1" center, which is absolutely amazing. He gets glitchy out there, super fun. Kind of was a bust in the NBA, you know, is what it is. But this card is actually pretty crazy. Plus, he's got that big body, so he plays defense a little bit better than most would maybe think from him. Next up is Dikembe Mutombo. I think a card that's kind of been flying under the radar. People are forgetting that Dikembe's a thing. But imagine if George Mikan was good and then could also play defense as one of the best centers in the game, and you got Dikembe Mutombo. Ignore Mikan, get Mutombo. That's how it works. Next up is DeMarcus Cousins, who's Yusuf Nurkic, but a bit better. So, you know, there's that. Also, I think it is a shame that they put him in a Clippers jersey. I know it's season rewind, but, like, bro, the best Boogie should always be the Kings one. That's just how it is. Personal opinion, hot take, whatever you want to call it. I don't care about the season rewind. Give me him in a Kings jersey. And last but not least, we have Bob McAdoo, who has jump shot 5 on very quick. He's a 6'9" version of Clyde Drexler, and I absolutely love it. I'm telling you, people sleep on his Bob McAdoo. A lot of these undersized centers people don't like, but as power forwards, bro, they're top tier. I'm telling you, man. Same with, like, you know, the invincible Bill Russell, who is ranked in the invincible tier. That's just absolutely insane because he's a center but plays great at the 4. Love it. And starting off our Demons tier is the big boy himself, Simbular, who they gave the Larry Bird base, and it hits different. Now, I don't have Simbular on my team anymore because I have Invincible Taco, so what use do I have with Sim? But he's a 7'5" Larry Bird with a 7'8" wingspan, has some of the best defense in the game, shoots the lights out, and his finishing is top tier. Like, bro, add a Hall of Fame quick first step to him if you have it, as well as like a downhill, and the Simbular is going to feel like one of the best cards in the game. Make sure he's got that 86 ball handle, and it is over for the competition. Next up is Sean Bradley, who's basically a George Merson who can curry slide. Yo, it's glitchy, man. I'm getting excited because it was so fun recording that Sean Bradley gameplay before I left for the weekend. Like, this dude is 7'7" or 7'6", and he can curry slide, speed burst, leg bull, has the bull jumper, and just does whatever the hell he wants. This card is glitchy, and I'm telling you, is one of the top, like, 3 cards on next gen because he's just absolutely insane. Next up is the GOAT. I don't even need to explain it. It's Muggsy Bogues. Like, come on now. Next up is Mo Bamba. Everything that this diamond can do, but on steroids, and you get this Mo Bamba. The defense hits different. His jump shot falls like that's nothing, and the finishing, because of his long-ass wingspan, yeah, it's good. Next up is Invincible Kristaps Porzingis, who is basically just another version of the Sean Bradley. Just a little bit skinnier, a little bit glitchier. You know, it's fun. It's nice. I love them. Both of these cards, absolutely insane, especially on next gen. They are demons. Next up, if you loved the Invincible Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, you now have one that has every single stat 99 and every single badge Hall of Fame. The reason I've been a little bit harsh on Invincible Kareem is because I knew the GOAT one was coming, and this one could curry slide on next. Kareem, a top center in the game, for sure. Next up is the 7-foot Steph Curry himself, James Wiseman, who I absolutely love. He's curry sliding, he's cheesing, he's speed bursting, and has one of the best jumpers. Actually, I would say the best jumper cross-gen is probably Curry. At least in my opinion, you know, I'm talking about Curry, 98, and then maybe we'll say like a Rudy Gay or something. You know, something like that. And James Wiseman got it, and he is an absolute demon. Oh, you know what? Actually, it's the Trey Burke base. I'll put in there in the 3 instead of the Rudy Gay base. And next up, speaking of the Trey Burke base, is Evan Mobley. This Dark Matter is my favorite card to run right now. He's a 7-foot T-Mac, and he is smooth, he is glitchy, he is clean. I sold my Evan Mobley because I wanted to get ahead. I sniped mine for like 90K, wanted to sell it yesterday for like 140. Did that to get some profit, and I'll probably get him later today again. I'm going to just go out with it, swing it, because this card is crazy. 7-foot T-Mac, and he does not miss. He has no business being as shifty as he is. I don't know what it is, but he just speed bursts faster than other players like a bull type. It is crazy, and I love him. And last but not least is both the Anthony Davis cards. AD's got that jumper. He's got that defense. I love him, and I put him up in the top tier. Fight me. So this is what we have for our tier list out here. Let me know what you guys think about it down in the comment section below. If a single person comments that Muggsy should be moved down, I'm going to delete it. I don't care. Muggsy's a god. And that's really all I got. Remember to drop a happy birthday down in the comment section below, because it's your boy's birthday today. It's the 30th. You know. That's how it is. 21 now, so we can get a little, you know. Anyway, drop all that stuff in the comments. Hit the subscribe button if you guys are new to the channel. We're on the road to 15K subscribers. Hope you have a great rest of your day, and I will see you in the next video.